And we're live. What's up? Welcome back to the WODprep podcast. We are live from Birmingham, Alabama. Greenbow, Alabama. Every time I say Alabama, I think of Forrest Gump.
Yep.
That's all I can think of, and I feel like I have to say it like that. Greenbow, Alabama. It's really late. Thanks for taking some time out of your day. Is that zero of you? Oh well, it is what it is. It doesn't.
We got four.
We got four.
We got
yeah,
four
but
waiting.
I know this is weird. Why is it not showing live? Are we live? Is anyone watching? Oh, it says live. No, it says waiting.
Yeah, it says waiting.
Uh-oh. Did you start the stream?
Yeah, it says it looks like something.
Started? I don't know.
Yeah. It says,
Zero?
It says we got 3 watching. Looks
On here, but not on there. That's more accurate. Oh, it does say
That
3.
says
All right, we're partying.
We are good.
Sick. I know it's late. We won't keep it too long, but we just wanted to get on here and
Give the people what they want.
give the people. We got to talk way louder.
Give the people what they want.
That's right. Eat the mic. Show the mic who's boss. Right there. Nom,
There
nom,
we
nom,
go.
nom, nom. Oh God, I can hear
Yes,
you somewhere
okay.
else.
No, that's on my phone probably.
So day 2, right?
Yep.
It feels like it's like day 7.
7. Yeah.
How'd you guys like today? Shut up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's a hard string of tests for day 2, especially depending on what age group you're in and what order you perform the workouts.
Oh, shit.
I know 35 to 39, and maybe 40 to 44.
Yeah, I think 45 had all the same order,
Yeah,
right?
which was snatch, ladder, long chipper.
Oh no, just those two. They just had that.
Yeah.
45 was just a little bit different.
Okay, yeah. So snatch, ladder, long chipper, into bike workout, which is a nasty pairing.
Which is the right order though. That's 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's just.
Sure.
I feel like the snatch workout maybe could have been like in between the two, or just more of a break. At least for the 35 to 39. But I mean, if that's what you're testing, that's what you're testing. I know we're a little biased because one of our athletes, Kevin Schutz, did really well in the wall ball chipper and kind of sold his soul a little bit, and it just puts a lot on your
Did
legs.
he win the work? He won the workout?
No, he
No.
got third.
Savage.
Yeah, third, and then
What a freak.
if you want to go back and watch the stream, make sure you check it out. Was I think in his heat, 8th going into those final set of wall balls,
Mm-hmm.
and put it down once, so did 55-20, which
That's savage at the end of that workout.
is hard
guys.
to do just doing 75 wall balls fresh.
Yeah,
So,
that workout that's a very Legends workout.
Yeah.
They really love utilizing pyramid or like chipperisk with large chunk of knee flexion, and they really love box step overs. So they are they're always utilizing that pattern. So it's not surprising to see that here, and it works pretty well. I think it was hard.
Yeah, Lance saying that Grubb's coming on strong. Yeah, I mean, I know there were potentially talks of him being injured, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's in first right now. After
Yeah,
day
most
2.
likely. He's
And
very fit.
Yeah, Nistler, I don't know where she's at. I know she was one of the few women to do the bike the bike workout in 2 intervals. Yeah, which
Yes.
is
That's insane.
wildly impressive.
So just to be clear, Val Vobrel did it too
yeah,
in 2 intervals, and the only person I think all day. I don't know if any men did it. Some
I think 3 or 4
in
in the
no,
last heat.
No, not that. In 1 interval is our very own Patty McGill.
Did she
65.
actually? No kidding.
Yeah, it's not. It was. Yeah, she's a savage. So I coach
What was
Patty.
their bike number?
55.
Oh my gosh.
I coached Patty for a year, and Patty is hands down. That looks like a female. Looks like an AI person.
All right, let's here we go.
And hands down the best female over 50, and she's 65 on a machine across the board. I mean, she would sustain like 1,200 plus on workouts on a rower. It's just wild. I've never seen anything like it.
Looked on the leaderboard though. The race was still definitely like anybody's. Like she's not running away with it.
That's just because I think the girl's getting second. Patty's like, I think she's like
sure.
5 for 5.
Yeah, yeah, okay. But yes, I mean, it's still interesting, right? Like, you could have one blow up one because I think all of the top 3 is separated by like 20 points.
Yeah.
So yeah, so tight race in the 60 plus
You
division.
want to sneak through him, Orlando? You want to pull it up?
Yeah, we'll get the leaderboard pulled up here in a sec. In terms of our WODprep athletes, we got Coach Kevin in 7th currently with a 3rd place finish on that wall ball chipper workout. Jem McKesh sitting in 16th with a 13th place finish on the bike workout today. Rose Wall sitting in 9th with both a 5th and a 6th place finish. Solid. And then Lynn Watts finishing in 4th with a 4th place finish on the bike today. So definitely some trending in the positive directions. Everybody in the final heat again. And we'll move on to day 3. Yeah, Lance, definitely. I mean, that's, I think, the coolest thing about he's saying us old people can do stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think that's something that CrossFit's doing a really good job of, along with Legends doing a good job of, is showing that and showing that athletes from all different levels, albeit like past individual games athletes, like with like Paulson today, showing that like we're here in like full-fledged support of our masters athletes. And should definitely say too, like I know there's a weather delay that delayed pit. And
Oh no, is that what you were saying earlier?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that sucks.
And being here, obviously, it's harder to keep coverage for them. But definitely check that out. I mean, you know, it's also wild to see what not only the future of sport, but like the future of like hopefully what we're trying to build with
That's right.
CrossFit is doing. So definitely make sure you go give the pit some
love.
too. That's
Pit some love. Pit some love for sure. So let's talk about the events today. What do we have? So event 4 was the snatch ladder. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that as an overall, and then we'll talk about our athletes a little bit. So 4 weights, 4, 3, 2, 1. You had 2 bars. You had to do 4 reps at a weight. Change your weight. 3 reps at a weight. Another bar. 2 reps. Change your weight. 1 rep. And so unfortunately, you know, due to whatever circumstances, they needed to do 2 bars. And it did become a weight changing workout, right? Like if your clip stuck, or you know, some heats didn't just add weights; they had to take weights on, put weights on, and then put weights back on. And so there was just a lot of flow issues, and it is for me the only smudge. I don't even call it like a black spot, just like a smudge on the weekend. I just didn't like it. I didn't like how it was presented, and we could have done better, even if we had to use two barbells. We could have figured out how to make it faster or not reliant on your ability to change your weight or your plate sticking or your judge making you roll the bar a bit or like move your plate. So like there was a lot of nuance of like where you needed to put the weight that wasn't being used anymore. And if you didn't put it in the right spot, they make you go back, and, you know, 1st to 8th was 3 seconds. And so it just wasn't my favorite. And so other than that, I think everything is going really good, but I really didn't like how this event played out. Yeah.
I mean, I think in theory it's a cool test, you know, because it primarily is snatch cycle speed. And this is, like I said, in theory, like snatch cycle speed, your ability to transition from the bar, like your decision on if you're going to like take a breath or just rip it and kind of like gamble a little bit. Like if you can power all of them or snatch or squat snatch all of them.
I actually don't think, I don't think that. Are you saying that?
I'm saying like that's like it's a cool test in that sense, but because of what happened, it like
it didn't matter. Like someone could have squatted the last bar, the last 1 and 2. And so then it didn't really change much.
Let us know in the comments, guys, if you're watching, how it looked on your guys' end. Obviously, we're there live. I'm curious how that kind of comes across on the broadcast, because I mean, it looked a little hectic, but
all right, the celebrity's here. Hops off one, hops on another. My guy, what's up, big man?
What's up, man?
How are you?
I was gonna let y'all go, but I saw the intro and I was like, oh goodness, this is rough.
Oh yeah.
Save
the day.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
There was about 30 seconds of not knowing if you were live or not. It was pretty fun.
It's last night we had about 2 minutes of being muted.
Yeah.
So checking all of our wires and doing a lot, and it was just purely just muted, like on the screen, like in StreamYard. It was super fail.
How's it been going?
Well, we got unmuted, so it was good.
No, I'm saying the competition.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We were just talking about probably the only smudge that we're feeling in the weekend is this the snatch ladder. I think other than that, I think all the workouts are really turning out well, and and it's a beatdown, man. This is hard. Athletes they're in a lot of pain right now. They're hurting.
See, I think that's what we're talking about too, is just the order of the events, specifically like with the long chipper with not a whole lot of rest right into the bike workout.
Yeah, I think I heard you say it, Nelson. I agree. I think they should have had the chipper first, and then the snatch ladder, and then the bike workout.
Yeah, and I mean, like, if that's what you're testing, like, awesome. But like, like, yeah, like yesterday, lots of time in between events. And I mean, obviously, like, the scheduling is something that's way beyond my pay grade. I mean, you're doing tons of divisions and tons of age groups and teams and all that kind of stuff. But if you could have made that work, I feel like it could have been a little bit better that way.
Were you allowed to power the snatches?
Yeah. But apparently your shoulder or your feet couldn't be wider than your shoulders, which...
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, so somewhere in the standard in 2011 CrossFit, you needed to recover shoulder to overheads all the time, right? That was like a common theme. People would like fix their feet to get back to under width. But like that's kind of left the space, right, for cycling and things like that. And Kevin got a no rep for wide feet, and they weren't even that wide. They were maybe just outside of shoulders. Like they certainly weren't a starfish. And he got a no rep, and he kind of fumbled, and so it really cost him a lot.
Well, he fumbled because he's dropping the bar. You see the judge like give him the signal to move on, and then immediately like tells him it's a no reps. He's like over the bar, then has to come back, then like doesn't know what he did, and just does another one. So I mean, it happens.
10 reps versus 11 is that alone.
Yeah.
That alone.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, 10% by definition, right? Like, I mean, that's a lot of time.
Does he know what place he probably would have been without that?
He does. He told me, but I can't remember.
Yeah. I mean, I assume it's probably, he was like, what, 23rd?
Yeah.
I think it was 5 or 6 spots.
Yeah.
At least.
I think four spots is what he said. So,
I
mean, obviously.
I would imagine it would be more than that.
Well, I mean, but that's the thing though, right? Is like, obviously that makes a big difference, but it ultimately came down to like, and that's what we were talking about at dinner is like, I wanted to, like, for maybe Kevin or anybody else, like, or maybe Will, like, sum up the time that they're actually snatching versus the time that they were changing weights, and it's like 2 to 1,
if not more.
If not more,
yeah.
right?
It
so
sucked.
like,
and we talked about this before that if it comes down to just who changes weights the fastest, that's not fitness.
Yeah, and I mean, from what we've been hearing from multiple different people, like it wasn't quite the intention. Like I've been hearing things that like Rogue was supposed to send another truck and didn't. Stuff showed up broken. I mean, all like things from like other people, like in the warm up area, just kind of like going back and forth.
It seems like there was a plan, and the plan changed last minute. Keeping it real, when is the standard? The standard is event 7 tomorrow, which will differ for all athletes.
Yeah.
It'll range pretty much all day. There's 3 events again. And so Jen will do it in the morning. The 55 pluses won't do it. And so I don't know. I don't have an answer specifically for, actually I do have an answer for the 35s. I can give you that answer right now. Give me a second. Roughly,
I'll pull up our
please hold
sheet.
My little pretty spreadsheet that I made. Kevin does the standard at basically noon-ish. So they're going to be doing
sub 8 or
it.
Bust, Kevin. I'll be disappointed if it's
That's right,
anything.
sub 8. That'd be sick.
Will the best score be? Yeah, I mean that's tough.
I don't think anyone's going to get sub 8.
No, guys, nobody's going to.
Will looks really fit though.
Will's not doing that. I'm telling you right now.
I agree, but he does look very fit. He seems to be doing pretty well.
There are a few like unassuming guys that are doing really well in the 35 to 39.
It's just a lot of CrossFit.
Yeah.
So would you say Kevin's probably 5th then, and then those other 4 are kind of separated a little bit?
Well, because of the snatch ladder?
Yeah, like his ability is 5th, and then
I mean that's obviously tough to say. I mean, I think that Kevin had a really good performance in the wall ball workout. I don't know if you saw that, John, but like came into the last set of 75 wall balls and like would had to have been 8th place in the heat, and then like did 55 and 20 and got 3rd. I thought he got 2nd, but I guess he got 3rd.
Knew his game plan.
Yeah, no, I mean it's so funny too. Kevin is like the funniest guy in the sense that like Lando and I are sitting in the warm-up area being like, it's 4:45, 4:50. Kevin goes at 5:05 is when he's like walking out. He's not here yet. and we're like, should we call him? Should we text him? Like, where is he? And he just like strolls on in at like 4:50 and is like, hey guys, what time am I supposed to go again? And we're like, oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I mean, he executed really well. He broke, I think his first 75 wall balls were 40, 20, 30, which seemed
That
really,
doesn't add up. That's 90.
Sorry, 40, 25, 30. Or whatever it was. He did 40. Oh my gosh, help me out. It's
95.
really late.
You kept adding.
Well,
I
you
know.
40,
added
I-
reps.
yeah, he's
40,
he did 140
35?
wall balls.
Probably 40, 30.
No, he did 3 sets.
Okay, so maybe it was like 30,
Yeah,
20,
30,
20, something like that.
30, 25 something.
20. There you go.
Yeah, 35. Yeah. So I mean, interesting.
So to answer your question, John, I think Kevin is probably top 4 overall in pure fitness. If you take out, excluding a run, he's self-proclaimed
Running's a
terrible,
part of it.
terrible runner. Agreed. But on our most CrossFit workouts, right, he's 6th on the speed piece, that overhead squat lunge, 5th on that, 6th on the sandbag rope climb workout, and 3rd on the wall ball chipper. And so, I mean, those are like purest CrossFit workouts that we've seen. The snatch ladder, he's probably 10th to 15th from like a strength perspective in the field. And then as part of it, without obviously they're all feeling the same fatigue. He just didn't have anything left, right? He did that workout before and finished in 2 rounds, and he just wasn't able to make it happen. That turnaround was there, but so he's the top 5, I think, in pure fitness assessment on the field.
Yeah.
He's got a good chance. He's going to do very well in the standard tomorrow. The event 8's the toe to bar. It's 8 rounds, 8 toes to bar, 8 bar facing burpees, 8 toes to bar, 1 clean at like 255 or
Yeah,
250.
Does it have to be
55.
squat? Do you know?
No, it's any style.
Yeah.
Bro, I hate that. I hate that.
It's a lot of knee flexion though. I think that would be really. I mean, it doesn't slow them down. It's just a capacity workout. So I understand why, but
Transitions.
just
Yeah.
it is just transitions.
Did
and
anybody
then-
try on the first round?
Yeah, we had there's an athlete that we just were
Yeah,
talking about.
Patty McGill, 65 female. She's a
Did it in one.
monster.
She did it?
She's
Did
an
it in
ex-athlete
one.
of mine. They had, I think they had
I
55
told y'all
calories.
Patty McGill is who I was thinking of. I don't know
That's
if I
right.
said that.
That's right. That's right. Patty's 65, and she's the best machine athlete over 50 on the planet. No doubt in my mind.
How many cows did they have to do?
55.
Okay.
And she's like 6 foot tall and just crushes. She pulls 1,200 in workouts as a 65 female on a rower. It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. And she crushed it. Yeah. Not even close. Not even close. But they didn't have chest to bars either. Braun got 73.
Yeah.
So nobody really went for it then.
Yeah, I think everyone was there was only like
4, I think.
90 minutes rest
Oh yeah. No.
after the workout, after
Yeah.
the wall ball piece. And that was a leg
That
destroyer.
yeah. I would love to
It-
see that fresh.
Like full fresh. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
everyone's
Yeah.
really sore from yesterday too. Like even the overhead squats, like so much quad soreness already.
50
And so,
speed squats, man. It's not.
yeah, for sure with lunges.
Yeah.
So, how's your day, man? What's your CrossFit day look like? How's your Friday going?
I have had a pretty good day.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Hate comments dwindling down.
Are you? Yeah. Hate comments dwindling down.
Yeah.
Feeling
I
good.
don't have
The
any. I don't have any
CrossFit,
bad DMs. No.
That's good. The CrossFit
know.
world came to the save.
Yeah.
What
Taylor got beaten, killed Taylor, so that's always fun.
always? Yeah, they did it today. Why'd they do it today?
He's in Italy.
Yeah, I saw
So,
that.
It is. It's. I think it's Saturday for him.
Mm.
If it's not Saturday, it's like that was the day that they can make it work. But
Yeah, sure.
Right. What was the workout?
It was it's Annie, but drag rope, and
Ooh.
V ups,
Nice.
but
That's
in
nice.
an Annie way. Tudor is the one who beat him, so
Oh, sick.
I
I
kind
saw
of feel bad for him. Like when a games guy, I know Tudor's not like a games guy, but
I mean, he was a
He's
games
on the
guy.
demo team. Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's right. Yeah.
He's one of the least fit games guys there is. Like an actual fitness, what you're just claiming Kevin to be. Tudor's one of the least or lesser ones. Okay,
Sure.
He's got home run ability out the wazoo though.
Yeah,
And
fair.
he just won $1,500. But
That's
There
right.
you go.
I always feel I would put Taylor and Tudor on the same sphere, but complete different athletes.
Yeah.
Right, the home
Yeah,
run ability, but
definitely.
like in different
Well, no, like
avenues of the
I think
sport.
Taylor's very, very, very fit, but
Hmm.
and Tudor's not. But like as far as like the ability of their fitness, you know what I mean? They're both just
Yeah,
outside the
sure,
games.
sure.
Uh,
Yeah, I got you.
Probably could make the games depending on the programming, stuff like that. And then Tudor's just home run guy.
Yep,
You're gonna have the whole teen, community coming after you now.
I know.
Why?
Well, because I mean, like Tudor's not that far removed from like the teenage division, and you just
Teen. Oh, I
no.
thought you said team.
Yeah,
Team.
yeah. No, no. Teens can get it. They're fine. Get over it.
So let's see what else. Just want to let the enormous amount of people watching. Dave is in the house, which I'm very happy to see.
Yeah. Yep.
He's around. Boz has been around all weekend, but I did see Dave today. He was around and shaking babies and kissing hands, and so it was nice to see him in and generally in good spirits. And it seemed like everyone was trying to approach him and stuff. So I thought that was interesting. Definitely not what the show is about. Maybe another time, but interesting to see him in public at a CrossFit event.
Trying to find support wherever he can get it, man.
But interesting that CrossFit just allowed it, and so I think that's probably, if they were going to fire him, they wouldn't. I don't think so. I don't think they would put him in let him be out and about.
I actually think Donna's for him.
Interesting.
Maybe the other people aren't.
Yeah, the other people. Interesting.
Cross
Anyways,
saying how is his body language to you? I didn't see him.
I went up and I just said thank you, right? And I mean that from a.
Are you a guy that when you get in front of like big name people, you kind of like suck up to them a little bit?
No, well, I mean, so not usually, but in this case, I was it hit me. I was like, I might never get the chance to see Dave again.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what the future holds. And I just want to let him know that like what him and Greg have created has given me like the most amazing fucking life for me and my family. And I didn't say all that, but I just like gave him like a very heartfelt thank you. Yeah, I mean, I did. And I was like, thank you for everything that you've done is what I said. And he was being surrounded by a ton of other people. He did. He seemed very appreciative. And I mean, Dave is always generally smiley, right? Like he's like, he just has like a kind of like he doesn't have like a resting bitch face. Like he always seems a little smiley. Yeah. So to answer CrossFit's thing is, his body language seemed good. And it seemed like everyone there was giving a lot of, like genuine thank yous, kind of like the same thing. So
I kind of think, and I know I don't want to I know we're not here for that, but I kind of think if they were going to fire him, they would have done it already.
Yeah, I agree.
We're kind of getting to a point where it's like, I mean,
our push date calendar, we all lost on the
right.
The PFA
I mean, like,
show.
we're getting to a point now where it's like, okay, well now we got to just figure out what the next year looks like, right? So
yep. Speaking of that, I think the event is going really, really well.
Yeah.
I think
how's the crowd?
The crowd is super fucking hyped.
Into it.
So this is Masters family and friends travel really well, right? Like there's a decent amount of people here. I think finding a place to like stronghold in Birmingham, PJCC, right? That's like where we are. And like setting roots in and like making it a thing is like what's going to build it, right? So like in Madison, right? Or like in Carson, and like making it a stronghold for like a 5 to 7 year and like really building it up here and making it better and better and better. The convention is really cool. So the way that is set up is one huge convention center, like regionals. There's 3 floors that are they're all about 80 feet from each other. And then up the stairs is Vendor Village. Vendor Village is definitely a little shallow, but there's a lot of people in it when you kind of walk through. And then the athlete camp is there. So everything is really close. It's really accessible. It's connected to a huge hotel that we're staying in. And it's really, it's got like old school 2015
like
regional vibes. Yeah, and community feel.
I mean, like same thing. Like we're all in this hotel, and like we're constantly passing back and forth with athletes, and it's like, oh, how are you doing? Like people are like checking in with each other when like they don't know each other, like they're in different divisions, but they're just seeing like the uniforms or like a coach's band or like people are walking around with fat heads. So like it's definitely seemed like it's back to its kind of like tighter knit thing, kind of like with regionals.
Yep.
And I think that's really cool.
I feel like Masters athletes, for some reason, I feel like they would be so much more friendlier than like the individual games athletes. Not that they're friendlier,
Oh,
but
for
like
sure.
they're more like just the best
Well,
one
they're
at
happy
your
to be
gym.
here too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you know, the games athletes, they have a lot of stuff going on. People want, you know, everybody's
Right.
trying to talk to them. You know, so when they're done with the event, they want to go to the hotel and just be by themselves or be with each other, right? But I feel like the Masters athletes, like after the day, they might go get pizza with you. You know what I mean?
Literally,
Like
we saw
They
multiple.
did. My
Yeah.
athlete
You know what I
went.
mean?
We were at
Just-
dinner with our
just-
athlete.
like it's not taken as serious, and I mean that in a good way. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, like your livelihood is not dependent on.
Correct.
This
You're just having
weekend.
fun, and you're the fittest old person there is. Like
Yeah,
that's
and I mean, with the 35 to 39, like there's some serious cash on the table.
sure.
And I mean, I think with the 40-44, there's a decent amount too. But even so, like I think they're all kind of like still buddies in the warm up area. Like a lot of them are, you know, I feel like have competed for a long time. The one thing we did see, Bronislaw like warmed up maybe like 10 wall balls, and then just sat on a box and just kind of like locked in, just didn't do anything, and then went out and like destroyed the workout. So that was kind of sick to watch.
Well, I think when you know that you got it, like obviously he's, you know,
Yeah.
practiced these, right? So like I think when you know you got it, you don't need to warm up, man. Like
No,
you just kind of go get it.
You warm
Like,
up on the first 75.
Right, correct. Yeah.
But yeah, the atmosphere is really good. It's running on time. It's a lot of heats. The community event, the athletes, I think the fucking community event athletes are way more hyped than the games athletes. They are stoked to be here.
Yeah.
Like the team thing is going really, really well, to the point that it will for sure grow, and they will most likely have like a fourth floor in years to come. Like they could have signed up 150 to 200 teams. Like people are on these teams from out of the country. Like the
community event.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't know each other. Like I'm coaching a team right now because I coach one of the athletes, and their team came together, and like Wednesday was the first time like they'd ever met in person, and like they're actually crushing it, and it's like they're all like, you know, seems like they train together all the time kind of thing.
Yeah, it's weird.
So,
It's strange. It's a weird thing that they created, but they're really loving it. They're in the back with the athletes, and warm up's crazy. So yeah, I think it's good. And then also we're able to do things like this with the Masters games being at a different time. You know, obviously there's not a ton of pull for it from the community, but maybe there will be in time, right? As far as like watching lives and things like that. But it being separate, I think, is going to give it a chance to grow, you know, within and of itself, which I think is the overall goal.
Yeah, I agree completely. And I know a lot of people just don't care about the Masters, and like for sure that's out there. But like what you guys are saying, they travel really, really well. And they're going, if you're going to see if this community event is successful, like the CrossFit community event's not very successful. You know, you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
And like once the competition, if it grows itself, then that means money can grow itself.
Right.
And if that happens, it's not just Will Morad, it's 4 Will Morads. If there's 4 Will Morads, then people start watching. And then Sevon covers Masters, and y'all aren't going to be able to do anything.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
But I think what's cool too is
like
I
got a year to prepare. I got to build
but
my
I'm
following.
saying that's how it grows, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Rich Froning will quit letting Will Morad run roughshot and everybody.
That's right,
grief.
Dude. Could you fucking imagine if Rich
He
popped into 40?
He's got nothing to lose. He's got everything to lose. Nothing to gain, everything to lose.
Yeah. But I think it's important to note like why like the narrative is like we don't care about Masters, right? And it's because it's going on the exact same time as the games. And like it's impossible to try to cover both. I mean, last year, for the longest time, it's been like the CrossFit community doesn't care about Masters, and like last year, it was very evident that CrossFit didn't care about Masters with like the coverage. And I think that now with this like new opportunity, it can completely, like you said, like kind of like going into its own, right?
And
I think it's not going to take very long.
And like even like I only care about the best people, the actual best people. I don't care about 30 through 40 at the games. I only care about the top 10 of the actual top 10. That's the
Mhm.
only thing that my mind has to know everything about is those people, right? And I'm
What a
still
beautiful
checking.
mind that is.
I'm still checking the scores just to see who's doing what. Did
Right.
somebody do that in the first round? I want to know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
I'm still looking at Patty McGill killing everybody, right? And just and I'll probably watch the standard live. And I would
Yeah.
argue that I'm probably a regular person fan when it comes to the Masters people.
Sure.
Sure.
And that will only grow. I'm saying
Right.
like that will grow being by itself. I think this will be the lowest amount of people that watch the Masters for years to come, like this year.
Yeah.
I agree.
And it will only get bigger and bigger.
I think as long as they don't like making like sweeping changes, right? Like
Right.
like leverage
If they
where
keep
we're
it
at.
going as is and keep
Yeah.
on keeping on for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I
It helps
agree.
when your programming's better than the game's programming too.
It helps when when it looks really fun. I agree. It's beating them up though for sure. It's good. I really like it. 10 events, man. Like going
I
the way
want to keep it like that.
Yeah, and 4 days of competition too. That's
it's I think the 4 days it's interesting, right? Like I can't wait to get Bob and Joe on and kind of like dig into like why they went 10 events, why they broke it up the way they did, you know, why they chose what they chose and some of the restrictions that they had. But it's tough. I mean, and they're running on time. Like their efficiency is great. They're getting called on the right time. Everything works really well in the back. The coaches, there's only one negative. The coaches have to be sequestered from the athletes. So like the coaches have to stand on the outside of a barricade while the athletes warm up. And it was very annoying, but it makes sense because there's 600 athletes here and there's 500 plus coaches for the athletes. And at one time, 200 athletes can be warming up. Yeah, there's going to be 200 athletes warming up and 400 people in the warm up area. That's a little annoying, but it does make sense because even when it's like
you can still like interact with them.
Yeah. Like when it's peak time, there's no room to move for the athletes. So and they'll figure that stuff out. And so hopefully any of the restrictions that they had with equipment, maybe things start staying here. Maybe like Rogue gifts what they got, it just stays here. They can start building on that. They can do more things. Who knows?
And hopefully it going successful will make Rogue not as stingy.
Yeah. Let them know, John. Yeah. I don't think it was a stingy thing. I think they it sounds like they had sent a bunch of stuff over to Scotland already and they were just like running at like there was no
game plan for it. Hey, we probably should take this a little more serious.
Yep. I agree.
They got a headquarters in Europe. They don't need to take America stuff.
America, that's right. Leave the freedom units here. What else?
Yeah, I was curious, like, how did it look on the broadcasting end? I mean, obviously we haven't heard any of the broadcasts, but
I mean, the little bit I watched of Kevin's was good.
Yeah,
Tommy did a good job.
Yeah, from what I've seen is good. I've watched one event of the old ladies, and I don't remember what division. It literally just me clicking on see what was happening, and then and then I watched one of the Kevin's one, and I didn't see Kevin. I was just checking when I wanted to see if I could see Kevin, and I couldn't see Kevin. But but you can. It's good for the most part, for sure.
Yeah. You can hear the announcer. You can hear he's in the lead. I like that they have the person on the floor, and they're doing a good job of emceeing and talking about who's in the lead. Like they're not just randomly talking, even with 20 people on the floor. It's a hard thing to do. So the MCs are doing a really good job of keeping people aware of what's happening, right? Like even the bike workout.
Yep.
I think when it started, you didn't know where anyone was, but they quickly added like whiteboards. And so people were writing down like what their number was after the first round. And so the MCs would go around and they would yell out who got, the top 5 highest numbers or whatever it was in total. So that was cool. So they're making adjustments on the fly. They don't have to send 600 emails to make a decision, take an Instagram post down. But I think it's good. It sounds like the community is watching. It sounds like
way better than years previous. I'll put it like that.
Oh yeah, it's way better than one stationary camera with
80 yards away.
Yeah, like overviewing the soccer field. That
And
was
the
crazy.
commentary is much better, and then it's way better. Like video is better than years previous. I still think it can improve, but
Yeah, yeah,
sure.
definitely.
it's
Yeah.
it's you watch it and you know what's going on for the most part. You might not know everybody
Yeah.
on there, but you know what's going on. That's all
Yeah.
that you need.
One thing that I'm surprised that I haven't heard is, since there's no chip timers, there really hasn't been a lot of discussion of the time discrepancy.
Yeah.
The judges have been, and that's a hard
Just
thing to do,
stopwatch.
right? Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a stopwatch, and everyone's been good, even on the snatch ladder. I didn't hear any, like, appeals,
Yeah.
that like were time bias, like getting in front of anyone, and so it's just good. That's a hard thing to not.
But you think
Fuck
about
up.
it, there are no sprint events. Like your sprint event was essentially the snatch ladder, and then the overhead squat workout. Like those are your sprint events. There's not a run 50 yards for time where everybody's
Right.
within a second of each other, and
Mhm.
that's when that stuff matters, right?
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah, for sure. And so just those two events, you would think that there might be a little bit, and there wasn't, which was good. Like no one forgot, everyone got a good time, and so I think that's good to see. Let's see, what else? Standard tomorrow. What's your prediction, John? What's the fastest time?
oh man.
Do you think any?
So what?
There's
Do
some
I think
savage.
Will
There's some
Morad will do
savage.
it?
Yeah. Do you think he's gonna win for sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be close.
Yeah, you know him better. You know him better. Is he the best at muscle ups and that? I mean, there's obviously some very good barbell athletes in the 35 to 39.
He's just the fittest, man. I think the standard is more fitness oriented than who's the best at ring muscle ups or who's the best barbell cyclist. I think it's, don't get me wrong, like you have an advantage if you're really good at one of those things, but I think it's actually just very well rounded of like just who's the fittest.
Yeah, Lance is saying Mitch. I feel like Mitch could. He's
good at ring
Mitch.
muscle ups, but I just don't think. I think Will Morad will just cycle faster. Or jump faster.
Too much. Like just get too much space on the barbell or just across
Lance
the board.
is right. Like Mitch is a solid second place call. Great call, Lance. I hope he wins now. I hope he proves me wrong and he wins.
I'm calling Kevin top 5.
Yeah, we'll call Kev.
Actually, you know what? I'm calling Kevin for the dub. I've seen Kevin do some super impressive muscle up stuff.
I'm going to say the fastest time is going to be 8:42.
8:42. Okay. Do you think any females are faster than the males? No. I'll read off the top 5 athletes. You just let me know.
Okay.
Caroline Klutz, Andrea Niesler, Julia Holm, Mackenzie Riley, and Haley Murillo. I don't think so.
No, Haley Murillo might be the best one out of those girls.
You think over Andrea? You think over Andrea?
I mean, I would probably pick Andrea, but
I
think Haley Murillo will be really good too. And I think Andrea's probably just the fittest one out of those girls, but no shot that they beat the guys. No.
Okay.
30 ring muscle ups. Women are just not going to be on the same par. They're not level.
Yeah, fair.
It just doesn't matter.
True. What else? Well, we almost had it. I almost had Bob in, just too late. And Joe, and almost had Jamie in again, but just couldn't to get him timed up. We're going to get someone on this fucking show that's going to
Dude, you should get
about
Jamie Latimer
experience.
and have a little Clydesdale crossover deal.
I've been trying to get her on for 2 nights. We just missing each other. She's just running a little late with body work and stuff, so she's not going to be able to hop on. We're trying to get her on tomorrow.
I have no idea if she either likes me or she hates me, and I don't know which one.
I'll find out. Don't worry.
That's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it fun. She's doing great. She's in 4th. What? I don't understand the Clydesdale. Is she on Clydesdale? Is that why it was?
Yeah, she's like his main guy. Like she's like
guest.
Yeah, like or I mean she does it with him. Like she's their main guy.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Did you know?
Like it's Clydesdale's podcast, but she's like so like CJ like WODprep is yours, and then it'd be like she's like me, like she's on every week.
Oh, God, I didn't know. Who knew? Well, that's pretty cool. She's doing great. Our athletes had a good day. We'll kind of just finish up with how everyone did. Kevin rocked the day with a. Let's go.
Yeah, he's in 7th.
He's in 7th overall. He started the day in 5th.
Yep.
He went third in that wall ball workout, 18th.
Like,
On the bike piece. It's not a great day for him, but still in the top 10.
yeah.
After qualifying like 31st or something. So,
Did he have a goal before the competition?
podium. Yeah, he was podium.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think he's still very much in the cards across the board. Just pure capacity stuff left. The front squat will hurt him. He won't.
Really? I thought he was strong.
He is strong, but there's some there's some big boys in the field.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be quite a few.
Yeah, what do we think? Oh yeah, also crazy.
Well, if he's scared of the big boys, he's not strong, man. Come
I
on.
didn't
Yeah, I
say
think
he
he's
was
scared.
scared. I'm just saying that there are some
No,
big
I'm
fuckers
saying
in the
if
field.
y'all are scared of the big boys, like I think Braun should win, and then after that,
Yeah.
he should beat everybody. If you're strong, you should beat everybody else.
I don't know what Easy's front squat is, but it's got to be something pretty heavy.
Yeah, there's some strong guys in the field. 35.
Yeah, I mean it's a lifting event, right? So like it's the one event where you could have somebody in 24th like shake it up. So, I mean,
That's
it's
fair.
just,
There
like,
could be a guy we don't know
yeah.
about that does 450. Yeah.
Yeah. And speaking
gotcha.
of in the community event, I was coaching a team in the 55 plus division. They had 2 dudes squat 385 at 55 plus.
Yeah, and one looks just like Santa Claus.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Have you seen the video?
I don't know. There's a video. I haven't seen
Is that in
video.
the team one? The Santa Claus
put
guy?
it, CJ, I'll send it to you on WhatsApp. You can show him. Like he looks
Okay.
just like Santa Claus, man. It's the greatest.
Yes, I mean that's the cool part with the
Jackson.
structure of the team workouts too, is that they're all more or less resembling the individual workouts. So there's a lot of good kind of like layover. Like they had a snatch ladder that was kind of like a relay style. Once again, still kind of built around, how fast are you transitioning in your weight changes. And I think it's important to note too that like they're using comp plates, right? Like, and the barbells are like really tight bushings. So like, it's almost like the strategy of like pulling the weight off. But yeah.
It's there's always some people that pop up out of nowhere.
What do you think the
on a
heaviest
lifting
weight we
event.
see on the front squat?
440.
Yeah, 440 to 450.
Although I don't know, man. I mean, you'd like to say that, but like there's been so much like knee flexion and
You
like,
got to think about the toll of the wheat.
yeah. I mean, like
Yeah.
Kevin was telling us in the warm up area, he's like, yeah, like half the athletes were like cramping on like warming up on a bike.
Let me see this. I can't even see it. Oh, that dude does look like Santa Claus. Go back.
Yeah, no, he was on there.
I can't see. The computer is super far away.
It's on there.
Dude, front rack is like, oh my gosh.
Dude, an easy, man. Could have done 405.
Yeah. Wow. That's
That
what
dude does look
CrossFit
like Santa
should
Claus.
be posting. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
100%. Yeah, this is what
There's
we can do.
so
for you.
much. This is
Great mobility all the way down. Like this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this is what CrossFit can do for you. Absolutely. That is what
like
and
this
they
could
don't.
be, I know this could be such
They're
a highlight
trash.
reel.
I
Like
hear
even
you,
for
Nelson.
affiliate, right?
Nelson's calling for it. Fire Emily, fire Hank,
Whoa.
fire Annette.
Whoa.
Nelson
Right.
is calling for it.
We're
I'm
all
with
fucking
you,
calling
Nelson.
for it. So this is such an interesting thing because CrossFit's helping, but not that much. You can tell, right? They are obviously still footing the prize purse, but it does seem like it's a solo deal. This is just a free highlight reel everywhere, and they're reposting a little bit, but not much. It should be on the game site. They could have just sent a camera, a couple better cameras, right? And just put it on their own CrossFit site, right? And use the leverage of the platform and then just use it for marketing. And I felt like that would be a no cost, easy solution for marketing and just blowing up affiliates, right? Like they say the sport doesn't grow affiliates, and that's fine. However you agree with that, but putting fucking old people on there doing cool ass shit definitely grows affiliates. Like that's the whole thing.
And then they had a cool video yesterday for sure.
Yeah, but
yes,
I mean,
there's more to be done.
It's
Also,
just a 96-hour highlight reel.
yeah. Speaking of like crazy stuff, John, I don't know if you saw this, but we have like CrossFit's like reposted video. I think it was like Known to Knowables media of Dex Hopkins switch grip snatching throughout the snatch ladder.
Why?
I think he has an injury. Let me see.
Yeah, for some reason he most likely can't radial deviate at all, or whatever it is. But
So
yeah,
he's just snatching like that.
no, but it's a
No,
snatch grip.
yeah.
Like it's a
Like,
snatch
yeah.
grip here. Let's do
So
25.
it's a little tough to see, but
It'll slow it down.
yeah.
I don't know. I assume he probably couldn't touch and go. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, really impressive. I mean, I think as the heavier weights go, it looks good. I mean, there were some people in the comments like
Dude,
talking about
that is
like,
something
where
that
the
he had
bar
to-
was. Yeah, no, definitely not his first time trying this.
Yeah, he had been snatching like that for a while, bro.
He
Yeah.
full snatched it.
Yeah,
I didn't even
full
realize
squat.
I thought it was a power
Dude,
snatch.
oh,
That's
man,
wicked.
my elbows hurt from that.
I know.
Man.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm
just trying to
saying.
Picture what
My
that
wrist
was
is
like.
good, but I tear a labrum. Like,
Yeah.
Right.
I would think
that's
I'd rather
crazy.
just tape that puppy up and just live with whatever's gonna happen.
yeah, like have a club on the end of the hand and
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
keep a hand on the bar.
Good for him,
See-
man.
Yeah, I mean, talk about like willing to do whatever it takes to go out and take the floor and compete.
Yeah, that was interesting. So
CJ's not entertained.
yeah, no, I'm super
He's like,
interested.
yeah, radial
we went over-
deviation.
No, I just want to I just want to try and get through what we got to get through. I was reading too. I apologize. That did sound.
No, you're
That
good.
did sound
Go ahead.
mean.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I don't care
Uh,
either. You're good.
Kevin, yeah, lame. Jen finishes the day in 16th, so pretty much where she started. She had a big blow up event on the wall ball piece. Her back pretty much locked up. She was doing doubles on wall balls. It's unfortunate. It's a thing we've worked through a lot, but she ended up doing extremely well on the chest to bar. The bike workout pretty much was only appropriate for the 35s, female and male. Everyone else, the third round was pretty much irrelevant.
Yeah.
90% of the athletes didn't even get to the
Can't-
pull-ups.
Can't get through it.
Yeah, they were just too red line, and so I think 433 would have been just a better design to at least entice people to try harder in the third round. But most people were, unless you have perfect gymnastics, you're way too red line to do 75 and 25 for the lower.
If you're saying they didn't even get to the pull-ups, do you think they just did the workout wrong then, and they should have been biking a lot
yeah, it's
slower?
No,
definitely-
because the
You can
last
recovery ride.
the right. So they let me get through.
CJ's
Sorry. So
it's been a long day
yeah.
over here.
I just had another stroke. So basically, it didn't behoove them because they wouldn't get off the pull-ups to get to the bike. Like that time frame, even if you did it perfect again, you were only going to get 40 seconds. But they
Yeah.
were too red line, and you break once, you're only going to get 30 seconds. You break twice on your pull-ups, you're only going to get 20 seconds. And for a female, 20 seconds on the bike is really only like 12
I'm
seconds.
saying it was taking them that long to do 75 double unders.
75 double unders and then 20 pull-ups or 25 pull-ups.
It took Bronislaw in because he like
It was a minute
obviously
10.
sent
No one
it.
got on the bike before a minute 10.
Yeah.
Even in the fastest rounds.
I was just gonna say like he in the second round took a minute to do 75 double unders.
Yeah.
So
Right,
like,
no,
definitely.
but
yeah.
they're biking hard. I'm saying
Right,
if
right,
you're
right.
in the 55 age, I just have a hard time thinking like if you're like Kevin Keister, like you can't tell me he can't do 75 dubs, 20 chest to bar, and then just easy ride 55 RPMs and do that the entire time and make it every time.
You could for sure, but you obviously wouldn't get the most calories that way.
Would that behoove you though to do that and then send it on the last one on the bike when you're the only one on the bike?
No,
I mean,
no,
yeah.
because there's just not enough time. Like they had
Yeah.
everyone's fresh. They had 2.5 to 3 minutes on the bike the first time, and then they had about a minute and a half to a minute, and then they had basically no time. There were a lot of
they're working too hard, is what I'm saying.
no. The bike rewards the bike rewards output. So if you were to
I understand how to
he's
bike
just talking
works,
about like
CJ.
gaming it.
so if you were to pace it the whole time, you still, even if you slow rode and then blasted it on the last one, you would only be able to blast it for 40 seconds. It was 2 minutes.
I don't know. You treat that thing like 4 minutes of recovery. I feel like it's different.
Yeah, I mean it's like because we were talking about this too. Like I don't think there's a minimum work requirement. So it's like, could you in
Just take
theory
the whole second
skip
round off.
around?
Yeah.
And like that's that happens. I feel like in like local competitions and regional like level competitions all the time when these kind of like interval workouts like pan out. I mean, I was surprised to see that there wasn't like a minimum work requirement. But I mean, I feel like it's also in the spirit of like everybody wanted to send it, and like that's partly what
Yeah,
it's for.
I
But
think
it's a capacity thing though.
You think
Yeah,
about it though, if you take the whole round off and you have the minute of rest too, you'd have 4 minutes of rest,
Yeah,
no matter how
yeah,
bad you
in
feel.
that
And then
I
you
thought
extend
about
it on the
this.
third one, and I think
Yeah.
you get more than everybody else.
no,
talked
you
Yeah,
about
in the
wouldn't.
older division, in the older divisions.
I still don't think you would, because that means you would have to have a flawless execution, double unders to pull ups, and even then it's only 50 seconds compared to a minute 40 or a minute 30. Right. And yes, you might be able to ride harder, but I don't think it would work, because if you weren't flawless going into that last round, right, then it's screwed. Then you only had one round, which some people did. There were quite a few girls that never got back to it after the first round because they were so
You should
blown.
be flawless. You just had 4 minutes of rest.
We can also test this. This sounds like a good little WODprep.
Yeah,
quiz
I
episode.
think John should test this. John should test 4 minutes and
I'll
the
take
second
the round
round.
off, and then you can do the whole thing.
I don't one, how would that even compare? I don't even know how that
We'll
would
see who gets the
compare.
most cows. We'll just do it.
Yeah. All right. That works. I'll do it.
Or we can have Travis. Travis is fitter than me, so like that'd probably be good for him.
So I mean, in that, if we're looking at that, let's take the example where you initially were talking about like strategically cruising. What are you having him go at RPM wise versus you hammering it, taking a round off, and hammering it again? I think that's a better question.
What, CJ?
No, like you and like Travis, for example.
Okay, no, I mean Travis, just do it as is. Do it the best you
Right.
can.
But I'm curious, like, what if you're talking like your initial like strategy of like like someone in the older age division biking at 55 and just cruising the whole time, but like steadily being able to just get there quickly versus like someone who's blowing up.
Yeah,
What
65.
would you for him?
I mean, I don't know Travis's biking ability, but like,
Yeah.
like, see, I think you could hold 65 cows the entire time and then still be okay.
Yeah.
Enough to where you still aren't hurt so bad by the double unders chest to bar. If there were people not getting there, like you're saying there were people not getting there. It was only
Right.
appropriate for the 35 to 39. If you're 50 and like nobody's getting there in the second round, then the whole entire first round, all of y'all should have went slower.
I think it's also too like the volume in totality, right? Like I think the workout in a vacuum, a lot more people finish that.
in a
But I
vacuum.
mean, that's like
By
the workout
itself,
by itself,
without-
like, without
without
any
the-
like all the
the
volume
gotcha.
and stuff. Like I think that more people finish it, but I mean, you have a point. Like there's
Yeah, I don't know. I
these
don't
are the
agree. I
fittest
don't.
old people in
They-
the
they
world. They
are.
should be
They
able to
are.
do 3 rounds of 75 dubs and 20 chest to bar. Is what I'm
Right.
saying.
And
Fair.
it's less.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's less too. But I agree with you in theory. But I think 4-3-3 would have been a better workout across the
I
board.
don't disagree with you.
Mainly because I think she goes over programmed for the older athletes. I just do, like, even though it was dropped down, right? Like the requirement to get back and do double unders and chest to bars, there was just a different test, especially for the females. I think 4-3-3 would have at least given them a chance, but there were definitely age groups that had no shot.
Maybe they wanted it like that. Like this was the event
Yeah.
that we don't care how old you are.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, and they adjusted all the way down too. Like it was clear, but I think they had to have had a complete savage test this to to put 105 calories, because it was doable, but it was a fit person, especially on the female side. I just wonder if they had any older athletes test it.
quick pivot.
I'm not doubting y'all that the buy-in was killing people. I'm saying
Dude, this
maybe
I mean,
you
from
went
all the
too hard in round 1. That's what I'm saying. Like
Right,
just
but
pace yourself a little.
yeah, for sure. You should pace yourself to get into round 2. In 2 rounds is it. But I'm saying the third round was pretty much irrelevant. Even it was irrelevant for everyone, even that people that got to it, except for the 35s and 39
39
male and females, because of just their general capacity, right, and their strength, right? Like the guys were able to finish it, but a 50 female getting on the bike for 20 seconds in the last round, that person's only going to get like 2 to 3 calories, right? Like their RPMs were so down. I mean, they couldn't even move their arms. Dude, this Lance guy, just I don't know who Lance is, but he really likes Jason Grubb. I just want to make it really clear.
Speaking of, like, he had a good question.
He really likes Jason.
He's saying any chance in 5 years we have like many notables in the 35 to 39. I think that's a cool thing to bring up, right? Like, I mean, you've always heard like Dan Bailey's and Rich's being like never masters. I feel like
if you keep a $35,000 prize pool, you're gonna have more people.
Yeah, but also like if it grows the way that it does and gets more coverage and the prize
pool goes to 50,000, you'll fucking have more people.
Yes, I mean I think that's 100%. A really cool opportunity for that too.
It's just money. If the money's there, people will come.
That's
if
right.
If it's not there, people won't come. It's really, really, really simple.
Yeah.
So no, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I'm willing to admit that I might just be like too naive and just thinking about myself and not old people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like between our talk about it beforehand and now, I think we just have to all test the workout and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's do it. I want to do it. Do we do? I'm not as fit as you guys. Can I do like the 45?
I only beat you by 1 second. What are you talking about?
On a gymnastics workout, and I'm pretty sure you were sick. You were dying. You couldn't breathe. It was my best fitness expression in 2 years. Side. All right. We'll finish with
we have Rose
Wall 55-59 went from 12th to 8th. Had a great day. Executed very well on workouts that she usually struggles with, i.e. the wall piece, grunt, long, a lot of reps, just like chippery. She, it gets in her head, and she executed really well, caught a lot of people in the last wall balls. Snatch piece is a very good workout for her. She's one of the strongest in the field. And then the bike piece, she struggles with chest to bar. She struggles with double unders. Those are part of her biggest limiters that we work on, and she got 13th, right? So a really good day, put herself in contention for a podium spot. 9th through 3rd in that division is 15 points away. So
that's wild.
Talk about a tight race.
Yeah, 3 events left too, and they all line up really well for Rose, and maybe not as well. I'll take my analyst hat off, my bias hat, maybe not as well for all the other athletes. So I'm super excited for her too. To grind it out and compete. And then Lynn, Orlando's athlete. Orlando's off. Do you want to talk, Orlando, or you want me to talk? All right.
He's
Lynn Watt, man behind the scenes. Lynn Watt's in 4th. Not her best day. These were her struggle points. Like a heavy snatch ladder is a challenging workout for her. And then wall balls, she's a pretty small athlete, right? It's a big they're tough for her in general. So 10th and a 12th, but she got 4th on the event 6, which is the bike piece, right? Yeah,
which is a little gymnastic-y girl.
Yeah, really small, little Energizer bunny. With good events for her tomorrow on the toe to bar, bar facing burpee workout. Maybe not so much the front squat, but still in damage control. The last event's very good for her. The bar muscle up piece, and so still eyeing for a podium spot. So
and that one, I feel like at those higher age groups, like
all of them, everyone has bar muscle ups.
It's just
which is
how
cool.
good are you at bar muscle?
Yeah,
ups,
correct.
It's not, they might all have them, but it's like who's the best one? That's it.
Right.
That's the workout.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Which is cool.
Which is good. That's needed. I think
it should be like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the highest level. And I think that's it. I don't have anything else.
Yeah, I feel like we covered it all.
Cool.
Got some more events tomorrow.
Yep. Tomorrow, standard 8 rounds, front squat. It's going to be good. Make sure to tune in for the coverage. Coverage guys, give them some grace, right? It does sound like it seems like they're doing everything they can. It might not be the best, but all feedback is good. So just tune in, watch the old people do it. And so to talk about the crowd, you never know who's going based on the crowd size, which I think is cool. Like you would
Yeah,
never know.
yeah, that's
like
a good point.
like the 60 to 64 or even the teams. Like the crowd is the same size for everyone.
Yeah.
Like it
I
doesn't
kind
matter.
of hope Rich doesn't do Masters until he's 65. And then he just does it like
It
you
sells
imagine,
out
like,
the arena.
how hype people would get for 65-year-old
Yeah.
Rich Froning. Like,
What's
that'd
he
be
from
awesome.
squatting?
Yeah, that would be
Hey,
sick.
less than Santa.
Yeah.
He's definitely squatting less than
a
Santa for
fact,
sure.
Right now, for
100%.
sure.
Yeah. That's just so cool. Like, that's still super cool.
Yeah, and barring if it's family and friends or not, there
Yeah.
are people there spectating, right? Like there are people that are buying tickets and coming in and not wearing a like a made shirt that everyone makes, right? Like a high school reunion kind of thing. Like everyone has like their athlete face on a shirt for the gym kind of thing, but not everyone does. And like there are people there just spectating, which is cool.
And for those people that don't have that, get a JY Barbell shirt.
That's right.
That's what CJ was trying to say there.
That's right. JY Barbell at Crochet Young. I don't know. Some.
Mustard seed crochet on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. It's my wife's crochet site. That's where we sell that.
Heck yeah. Dude, while you're there, pick yourself up some crochet materials.
That's right.
For sure.
Cool, man. Well, hey, John, thanks for taking some time. I know it's late. Thanks. We'll be on tomorrow, guys. Hopefully earlier.
Yeah.
We'll see. Definitely earlier on Sunday, no matter what. But we'll keep coming on and keep talking about some CrossFit and what the Masters are. Hopefully, we'll get Bob and Joe on at some point. Obviously, they're busy, and we'll get some other athletes on. We'll try and get our athletes on at some point as well too. Let them give their thoughts for the weekend.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Adios. Kill the live stream. Peace.